This week in Ohio Country Today, our feature story is with Stephanie Singer. She's with the Nature Conservancy, and we'd like to thank our good friends at Dye Real Estate and Land Company for this week's story. We'll be back with that and more in Ohio Country Today. Dye Real Estate and Land Company specializes in farmland and recreational land throughout Ohio, a company for people who enjoy the rural lifestyle and looking to buy or sell their land. All of our land agents are members of the Realtors Land Institute and have extensive experience in farming and agricultural land business. At Dye Real Estate and Land Company, we'll work with you to tailor fit a plan that works best for you, your family, and your investments. Our services include 1031 tax-deferred exchanges, land brokerage, land auctions, and CMAs and valuations for estates and planning. We are Dye Real Estate and Land Company. Call us today and visit our website at dyerealestate.com. Dye Real Estate and Land Company. We know the land business because we live it every day.
Hello once again, everybody. We're visiting with Stephanie Singer. Stephanie is with the Nature Conservancy. And Stephanie, I guess if we take a look at what is happening in northwestern Ohio, especially during the last 2-3 years with the water quality, I suppose the job that you have to do is varied and I guess a lot on the plate.
Yes, certainly is. We have a lot of acres in the Western Lake Erie Basin, and many of those acres are in agriculture. So we're working closely with the agriculture community and have a lot of great partners who are trying to all put our heads together to figure out what every single person can do differently to impact water quality more positively.
You know, one of the things that I enjoy being in Ohio and seeing what some of our sister states have done or not have done, the fact that in Ohio we have organizations like the universities, we have the State Department of Agriculture, various state agencies. We have organizations, various agricultural organizations, farmers, landowners. They're all working together. Mm-hmm. And you don't find that to be the case in some states.
Right. So we're really proud of that, that we're partners with a wide variety of of different types of organizations. What we really try to do is figure out how what people are doing and nature can work together to be sustainable. So what we want is a healthy Lake Erie and healthy ecosystems, and what we need is a healthy food system and additional. So sustainable agriculture is really important. And so how can we do those things together? And, new research is coming out every day. We're trying to understand that, and we're trying to experiment and do things and translate that to people who are actually out there growing our food.
You know, there's been an effort over the years to do various things from, I guess, some of the first things that were done were filter strips, and farmers and people not involved with the farm could drive by and see that and know that there was work being done to make the land more productive and make the water quality a little bit better. But since that time, a lot of the technologies, a lot of the science, if you will, that's been done on the farm might be done back a few acres and at the end of ditches, and a lot of testing has been done. But there's been an awful lot done to improve the water quality.
Right. Farmers are working really hard. One of the main things that farmers are doing is improving their soil health. So we really focus on improved soil health because healthy soil can hold the water, it grows more crops, and it will hold those nutrients where they need to be. And making sure that farmers are following the 4 R's, which is making sure that they're applying their fertilizer at the right rate, the right time, the right source, and it's from the right and in the right place. So those things are very important. But like you said, these edge of field practices are key, because even if the farmer is doing everything correctly, we know that some nutrients will be leaving the field when we get these really hard, intense rainfalls. So having these edge of field practices, whether it be a filter strip or a wetland catching the water or a phosphorus filter bed, cascading waterway, these things are really important to basically what it's doing is using nature to filter. So as we have the wetland or we have the tall grass that it goes through. So it's kind of being smart about the fact that nature knows how to filter, and in many cases in the past, those things have been removed, and now we're slowly adding them back into the landscape. And as we do, that will have a cumulative effect on water quality.
Well, it would help also when we have some of these events like so much rainfall that we have flooding in areas that I don't think any farmer plans to have a flood on his land, but at the same time, doing some of these practices, maybe the damage is not as great as it would have been, and he's a step ahead of where they might be after a flood.
Right. So we think of that as water management. And that's something that, like, before, in the past, a mind frame might have been like, water management is get water off my field as quickly as possible. Let it go through the tile, let it go through the ditch, bye-bye water. We don't have to worry about you anymore. Well, now we know that water is carrying nutrients with it. And we also know that we're getting a lot more variability in weather. So we're getting these flashy rains, and we're also getting longer periods of drought. So being able to store that water is important. And like I said, healthy soil stores water. We also are, like we learned about earlier today, the cascading waterway, storing water, or using some kind of drainage water management structure where they could close off those drain tiles and use that water for crops when they need it.
One of the phrases I heard that's sort of apropos to what we've been talking about, getting enough water off the field and not a drop more.
Yeah.
So that would indicate we need to do both. We need to make sure that there's water off the field so that the farmer can go about his normal operation, but at the same time, keeping the nutrients in the soil goes a long way.
And getting it off but not a drop more implies that the next time that it's going to rain. So, and nobody knows that. So you don't know how much you have to save. So that's why, going back to it, soil health is so important. Building that soil structure to be able to hold water and to have those healthy microbes. And the way that soil health is built no-till is a really good way because that disturbs soil structure, and then also cover crops are really key because that organic matter gets into that soil and makes the soil much more active and alive.
Very good. Stephanie Singer has been our guest. Stephanie, thanks for being with us.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And stay with us, back with more after this.
Closed captioning paid for in part by the following. Dye Real Estate and Land Company specializes in farmland and recreational land throughout Ohio. A company for people who enjoy the rural lifestyle and looking to buy or sell their land. All of our land agents are members of the Realtors Land Institute and have extensive experience in farming and agricultural land business. At Dye Real Estate and Land Company, we'll work with you to tailor-fit a plan that works best for you, your family, and your investments. Our services include 1031 tax-deferred exchanges, land brokerage, land auctions, and CMAs and valuations for estates and planning. We are Dye Real Estate and Land Company. Call us today and visit our website at dyerealestate.com. Dye Real Estate and Land Company. We know the land business because we live it every day.